My guy.
Hey, what's up, Mike? How you doing?
Good, bro. How are you?
I'm good. You can hear me okay?
I hear you, bro.
I got these headphones on, so just making sure.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Free
You
to
staying
answer these
safe?
questions for me real quick.
Oh yeah, I got a few minutes.
That's what's up. So,
Yeah.
obviously we talked, about a month or so ago, month and a half, something like that. Obviously our audiences have grown a little bit since then, so I just wanted to touch base with you again. I
Sounds
appreciate
good.
you hopping on. So most of
No
the
problem.
questions are actually the same. It's just we're just gonna try and create a little bit more exposure for you.
All
Um,
right.
so question number one, you signed to play for Walsh University out of high school, but you left to play for Marion University. What led to that decision?
So my first year of college, basically was my first year starting football since middle school. Even my senior year, high school, I was like a rotating receiver. So a guy went down second game in college. I got to start the rest of the season. Just had some growing pains as a freshman. New starter. Didn't see eye to eye with the coaches the whole season. So after the season ended, we kind of just decided it was time for a fresh start. We went separate ways. I went back home and I decided to figure out what was next.
Well, it paid off, man. That's for sure. You went up, had great numbers out there for Marion, and you actually ended up being the first player from Marion University to earn an invitation to the NFL Scouting Combine. What was that like?
That was really special because obviously being from Indy and the combine being there every year is something that's talked about a lot and never did go to one growing up or anything like that, but always knew when it was and watched it on TV and just saw those guys running their 40s. So I didn't get the there's like a few invitations that go out. I didn't get the first wave. And then, it was coming down to like the last day when the combine committee sends out invitations. And my agent told me to call and check in. I called and they told me that they would give me a call if there was any news. And like an hour later, while I was still doing my workout for the day, I got the call and that I had been invited. So that was really special. And it was nerve wracking, but it was special.
Yeah, for sure. So as you just mentioned, you grew up in Indy, all that good stuff. So how did it feel to sign with the hometown team coming out of like the draft process, the Colts? How'd that feel?
That was really awesome because I went to Arizona first for my very first preseason,
Yeah.
and there was man, if I thought I had some growing pains in college, there were some serious serious growing pains that first preseason. Just trying to figure out that playbook and the speed of the game. Just a lot of things I could say, but I just bottom line I wasn't ready. But I actually put out good enough film to get another opportunity with the Colts and um, when Arizona cut me, the Colts and like one other team had called for like practice squad spots, but the other team wanted me to work out for them. So they probably had some other guys too that they wanted to work out. The Colts just called me and offered me the practice squad spot. So I was like, this is home. They're already saying that they're going to sign me straight to the practice squad, no workout, no nothing. So it was really just an obvious choice. And then when I got home, I got to settle in comfortably with my family, and then from there, they really gave me an opportunity. It wasn't like they just brought me in just for practice squad. They really gave me a chance to grow. So it was
All right.
great.
So you got a little bit of injury while you were in Indy. So like you tore your ACL. So how do you bounce back from that?
Yes, that was just a process. From when it happened to when I actually had my first practice again. That was the longest 9 months of my life
Yeah.
because just every day, like you're seeing the progress slowly, like I'm starting to feel back to normal, but you're still like in your head, you're still just like constantly just questioning, like, am I going to be the same? Is it going to feel different? Is it going to hurt? This and that. And so it was rough, but I had every trainer on the staff in Indy. We all got really close, and they just kept reminding me what it was like. And I talked to some other guys who had been through some big injuries. At the time, I actually was rehabbing with a guy I went to high school with, who was on the Colts at the same time. We were only a year apart at Warren Central, and he had a different injury, but we were rehabbing together, and we kind of just would motivate each other every day to finish the workout for that day, and then worry about the next day, after that. So it was rough, but it definitely paid off, and getting to play again and prove to people, that I had more in me, and and I wasn't done. I wasn't gonna let that ruin my career. That was awesome.
So like, what's it like when you take the field like for the first time after tearing it? Like, are you a little skittish, or are you just like ready to just get back out there?
I was a little skittish. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I would be too, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, just because like I had some some camp practices, and I didn't get any OTA work, but I had some camp practices under my belt. But when I got back out there, it was actually a preseason game. I believe at Seattle. That was my first game, and my first game as a start the year before, right before I got hurt, was a regular season game at Seattle. So it was kind of like that kind of helped me calm down after a few plays. It was like, I've been actually on this field and played before. But yeah, at first it was just kind of trying to just trying to trust myself and my body and get my mind right. It only took a couple plays, but definitely was just thinking about it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So you got to play obviously for both, the dynamic Drew duo and Andrew Luck and Drew Brees. So like, what's that like? They're both obviously very smart quarterbacks, and I'm sure they help mentor you guys like as receivers a lot. What's that like?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I got the most playing time I ever had this year out there on the field, so I got a lot of more reps with Drew. But I still was in the meeting rooms with Andrew and saw what he was like and saw the leader he was. And a guy like that, I feel like, I haven't been around a lot of them, but I mean those two guys are both just elite at their position. That's just the only way you can really describe it. They're elite at their position because of the way they prepare throughout the week and just the type of leaders they are, like you were saying. So it's really just they're not scared to step up, and they know they have that leadership quality about themselves. So if they think that anything isn't on the same page as maybe what they're thinking or what the receivers are thinking or what they're thinking and the O line is thinking, they're going to say something. And you know with those other guys, it's never like nobody's mad about it. Like that's what everybody around the guys like that want. Like we want them to speak up, tell us what you want because we're following you and you're going to lead us to W's on Sunday. So that's just kind of what it is, and I think everybody appreciates him for that and has fun playing with him because of that.
Right. I think what most people get like really confused as far as like the big difference between like college and like the NFL is that like the NFL more so like you're working with your coaches, like not necessarily they're just like coaching you like you are in like high school and college and growing up, but you're more so like working with them.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, there's been plenty of times, in meetings where they're coaches and players. We work like what you said. We work together.
yeah.
Coaches are trying to figure out what to call a formation we're putting in, and Drew will decide to call it this because maybe he called this formation this in college, or maybe it's just that he thinks of a word that makes him remember it easier. And so that's what we go with, and so yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, that is nice. So going into that Saints run a little bit more, what was the atmosphere like in the locker room during that like final stretch of the season? We get Drew coming back into the lineup, and we're really making that push for the playoffs, trying to get a first round bye. Obviously, we know we didn't happen looking in hindsight, but what's it like in the locker room, and then obviously the momentum going into the playoffs?
So I mean, fun is really really the first word that comes to mind. Like obviously I was out there playing, so that was just special for me to be a part of it, and it was just fun. We had a lot of fun in the locker room in between meetings and in between practices and after practice and meetings when the day was over. Like guys didn't just run home every day. Like some guys hung out and we had a big screen in the locker room, and guys were playing the game together, and guys were getting extra film in. Maybe practice squad guys would get extra film in to try to play on a Sunday, and guys were playing was getting extra film in just to be ready for the game. Guys playing, on the ping pong tables. It was just
who's the best? Who's the best in the locker room at ping pong?
Oh, man. I'm not that good, so I never even got to play like the top tier guys.
Yeah.
Like Austin Carr. That was usually who I played, but I never beat him. I'm not really a big ping pong guy. Coming here was when I first started playing. So the Austin, Taysom. Those two guys come to mind. Couple of the
adding that under his belt too.
He's pretty good at that too. I saw him often have some battles. Um, some of the trainers are really, really good, so we'll battle about with them. So yeah, but it was just a lot of fun. It felt like we felt like top dogs, and we felt like teams were coming after us. So we really just used that to our advantage to not let a team come in and out physical us because they were trying to play, you know, as underdogs.
Right. Yeah, the locker room definitely looked like a lot of fun. Just from like what I could see with Instagram lives and whatnot, it looked like a blast.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of things you do like as a wide receiver to stay in shape during the off season? Like, what kind of like specific drills do you do? And then also, how's like the current pandemic impacting that a little bit?
Well, yeah. So usually, the team always gives you, a workout plan when you leave. And a lot of times it's just, you're not going to be burning as many calories as you are in a practice. So usually you got to really adjust your diet. And, it's all season, so you want to relax a little bit, but at the same time, you don't want to be putting on weight that you're going to have to burn off really quick when the season starts and practice starts. So it's a lot of running, a lot of drill work. Last year I focused a lot on actual receiver training, working with receiver trainers and doing specific drills to work on my cutting and my breaking and deceleration and all that. But yeah, like you said, with the pandemic this year, man, it's been tough because gyms are all closed right now. So guys who specialize in that area, and it's kind of hard to get in with anybody. So I've been just running a lot on my own, trying to get my mile time down, just to work on my longer distance cardio. I got down to like a 6:26 miles, so I'm trying to get that down closer to 6 flat. And other than that, really just obviously sprinting, in the backyard, really just with cones. I've been ordering stuff off of Amazon, cones, and to do drills on my own. And just, I'm kind of on Instagram watching what other guys are doing and just trying to stay ready, man, so that, whenever this does clear up and we're back, it doesn't look like, I missed a step.
Yeah, for sure. I saw on your Instagram how you were doing like long distance workouts with like family and friends and stuff, so that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, we got a little Facebook video chat going with some family members, and we actually did a workout that Deontay Harris has sent us. I don't know if his trainer gave it to him. It was really simple. It was just five burpees, 10 push-ups, and 15 air squats, and do as many rounds as you can.
Yeah, that's what's up.
It's cool.
Sounds like I would die. So,
nice.
You got any like advice to the young athletes out there chasing their NFL dreams?
Yeah, actually, I have a lot of guys, a lot of small school guys really hit me up through my Instagram because they see that I made it from a small school, and they want to know, they want the blueprint on how to do it. And I actually talked to a kid just two days ago, and the biggest thing I could say is it's just a mindset. Like there's no workout plan that's just going to guarantee you make it to the NFL. But if you make that mindset to put a little bit of work in every day, in your craft and physically, and watching film and stuff like that, it doesn't got to be crazy. But if you make that mindset to commit to it every single day, and it just becomes who you are, and that goal is just always in your face of getting better, then you're going to put yourself in that position to go to the next level. Like I said, there's no one way to do it, but everybody just wants that opportunity to get there. So I felt like looking back in college, I really always had that goal. I had fun in college, but every decision I made really was based on it's just making me better as a player, and it paid off. And I'm trying to figure out what that looks like for me now in the NFL. So,
all right. One last question for you. So, which teammates and coaches helped your transition to the NFL? Maybe just give us one player, one coach from each team. So Arizona, Indy, and then obviously New Orleans. Who helped you out the most?
I really wasn't in Arizona, very long. I don't know. In Arizona, I don't really have a specific coach.
We can skip that.
I guess for Arizona, I would just go Arians because Arians, he was just very he didn't give a lot of chance. Not that he was like a hard ass or anything like that, but Arians, he was all about, this is a business. We don't got time to wait for young guys and this and that. So it was like a wake up call to me. Like I wanted time to develop, and I was like, okay, I need to learn. But it was like, nah, you gotta get it right when you call your number. So
Right.
I mean, just him kind of instilling that in me, like it kind of put that sense of urgency in me that like, okay, I gotta prove what I can do now, or I'm not going to be here tomorrow. So I would say Bruce Arians for Arizona. In Indy, I could name a lot of guys in Indy. I was there for a while. Obviously, I had so many teammates who I got really close with, who helped me along the way. But I'm gonna say Coach Sanjay Lal. He is the Cowboys receiver coach now. He really showed that he believed in me a lot, and that really helped my confidence. And he was the type of coach who he wasn't scared to tell you what you needed to work on. Like, he gave you constructive criticism, so that really helped a lot. So Coach Sanjay, and now with the Saints again, like I was there, I haven't been there that long, but just so many guys on the team who I could say. But surprisingly, I would probably say Kirkwood or Austin Carr. Just any of the receivers really, like, I just felt like that room should peg in, him being a vet and just telling us what it looks like to make it, how long he made it in the league. Like, it's a lot of the little conversations you have when you're in the hot tub warming up for practice, or
Right.
walking to meeting room. There's a lot of little conversations like that you got to just take away, what those guys are sharing with you. So yeah, so many guys.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you for giving me a few minutes. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. No
Why
problem.
why don't you go ahead and plug your Instagram and Twitter for everybody real quick?
Okay, my Twitter is Hogan, Hogan KRI 000, and my Instagram, which I probably use more often than Twitter, is, let me figure out my Instagram. I just changed my handle.
I'll tag it
Krishawn,
anyway. Yeah.
okay, it's Krishawn _ senior 81.
All right. I'll make sure everyone goes and follows you, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, man. Have a good one. Be safe out there.
You too. You too. Bye.